Good morning or afternoon. I'm going to have you guys put together a portfolio for yourselves using Google Sites today. So if you've never logged into your Google Drive account, then by all means go to a Google page and you'll sign in. Now up here there should be a little button. Find your name if it's on there already. If not, you'll have to add another account. And that's where you're going to put your information. Your information is going to actually involve your ID number. So if that's your ID number, whatever your number is, at dallasist.org, that's how you log in. Your password is the same as your EAD password. So I'm going to log in with my information. For teachers, they let us use our names. For students, I'm afraid they make you use your number. When you come to this screen, it's going to ask you if you're an individual or an organization. In this particular instance, you're an organizational G Suite account. And this is where you put your password. So I am in. Now up here in the corner, it may show you a picture if you've already done that, or it may show you just your initials. No problems either way. And right here in this drop down under this grid pattern, you're going to somehow or another locate sites. It may not be on your first screen, but scroll down. If you still can't find it, it might have to be under More from G Suite Marketplace, but I'm going to find it right here. I doubt you're going to have this screen because I made some sites in the previous iteration of Google Sites, so you'll probably jump straight to New Google Sites, but if you don't, that's where the New Google Sites button is. You probably won't have the screen. I'm going to click here. This is probably the screen you're going to have. In the bottom right, you'll hit a plus sign. And this is where you can start building your portfolio. You'll name it whatever you name it, and you will put your own name on it. Whatever you want your portfolio to contain, that's okay. And if you want to change the theme of it, you sure can. There are a lot of themes that just come automatic loaded in here. Please don't write Heather's portfolio on yours. I know none of you is named Heather. Next, inserting. The two things you'll probably insert the most are text boxes or images. Okay? I just accidentally inserted a text box. You can choose some of these neat layouts if you want. Your call. But I'm just going to do the simplest way possible. And I'm going to put in images. Now, I want you to put in 5 things that you created in this class. And if you don't have 5 things saved, then my gosh, you should have saved at least 5 things by now. Let's go find 5 things to put on here because I want you to know how to make a portfolio. Clicking on images, I'm going to go and find a picture that I made. And there's my surfer, for example. And I know he's a good file. I know he's a PNG. That'll work. That's portable network graphic. If I open him up, put him on there, I can resize him. Bigger, smaller. And I can add a little text box. What I want you to do is not only just label it and give it a name, but I also want you to describe what it is. This is an image we used to make a logo. Now, obviously, I'm going to want you to put your actual logo. So what you want to do is put up at least 5 things that you built in this class. When you go to upload, you may not see everything that you've done in this class. I made a folder here. I put a sample SVG, I put a sample JPEG, I put a sample PNG, but there's more stuff in that folder. And if you look, it's in here in my files folder. I've got this PDF, I've got an Illustrator file, I've got a Photoshop document, I've got 3 things I don't even see, and a 4th one that I cannot upload. So what I need to do is figure out how to make these things visible and uploadable. So in Photoshop, if I go open up that sample PSD, that's Photoshop document, it's not a very exciting sample image, I'm afraid, but I'll make it uploadable by saying Save As. If I save as, I can pull this type to JPEG, which I know for sure I can upload. Now I have a new option. It just popped in there. So the same thing is true with Illustrator. If I have this AI file, or if I have an SVG file, which is this one right here. Aha, it's not even opening without me telling it what to open in. So these are AI right there and SVG. both of those would have to be saved a different way. So if you go to File and go to Export, you can export as and save it as a JPEG. That's going to let you have the sample Illustrator file available for upload. Suddenly I have another option. Sample SVG doesn't work, sorry, but sample AI right there. That's the one because it's not actually an AI, now it's a JPEG file. So you may have to go back up and save some of the things in a different format, but definitely give me 5 things on this page that you built in class this semester. Find 5 things that you built in class this semester. Remember last week, because last week I asked you to build 4 things. You should have some of those, and they're real easy to build. They're right here under week 3, under these lessons, where you just went in and picked a couple of these and started working on them. So pick a couple of those if you don't have anything else saved. You should save all your work. I tell you every single time to save your work, right? But if not, 5 things need to go on this page. And with 5 descriptions. Tell me what it is. This is the image I made in Illustrator of a surf shop logo. And I put gradients and I did layer masks and stuff like that. So you described the thing. This is something I made in Photoshop and I used this technique. This is something I used, whatever technique you used. Now when you finish this, you're going to click the Publish button in the upper right-hand corner. Then it's going to ask you for an address. Now the site is going to be https://sites.google.com/dallasisd.org/something. So whatever you call it, it'll tell you whether or not you're allowed to have that name. Obviously, someone already has portfolio, okay? So it may behoove you to not call it portfolio, to call it something you know is totally unique to you. Like if you've got an unusual name, oh, there's no one named Heather. If you want to use your ID number, that's my ID number. I can use my ID number. Whatever you choose, you're going to click Publish, and it publishes your site out with a Dallas ISD address. If you want to view it, click the View button right here, and it shows you a preview of your site. You now have a website, and you can send people to it. You can say, go to sites.google.com/dallasisd.org/whatever. That's 043466, that's my ID number. So that's how you can build a website, real quick and easy, with all of your portfolio information on it, and that is what I expect you to do today during class. Should you finish that rapidly, and I suspect that you will, you have time now to do 2 things. You may study for your 6 weeks test, which is right here. Very exciting. Make sure you create a login for Quizlet. If you don't have a login for Quizlet, you won't be able to access all 25 of the things you need to know, and that is not to your great benefit. You genuinely need to be able to access these things. And if you don't have a login now, then you're going to be really sunk when it comes time to study for your final exam. The other thing you can do is go to here, go to this page right here. And this is very similar to the Photoshop tutorials we did. These are some Illustrator tutorials. I'd like to see 4 of these by the end of the week. So if you want to knock them out now, fantastic, because you also do have a 6 weeks test this week. And I'm not going to see you probably every day of the week next week. It's very complicated. So make sure you do your portfolio today. Make sure you do some studying today. And make sure that if you have all this free time available, that you get in and do at least 1 or 2 of these Illustrator tutorials today and get those kind of done in advance. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.